Welcome dear students in this UGC lecture series. Today we will discuss about the respiratory mechanism in human beings. The mechanism of aerobic respiration in human beings can be studied into 4 steps. One is breathing, another is gaseous exchange, third is transportation of gases, and fourth is cellular respiration or tissue respiration or oxidation of food. Breathing is first and very important fundamental step of respiration. Breathing means inhaling of oxygen rich air and exhaling of CO2 rich air. Specific terms are given for these 2 steps. Inhalation of oxygen rich air is called inspiration and exhaling of CO2 rich air is called expiration. One inspiration plus one expiration is called one breathe. In an adult healthy person, the rate of breathing per minute is about 12 times to 15 times. In the ideal condition, we will consider 12 times per minute breathe occurs in an adult healthy person. That is the time taken in one breathe is 60 seconds upon 12, that is 5 seconds. An adult healthy person takes about 5 seconds in one breathe. 2 second time is taken by the inspiration and 3 second time is taken by the expiration. In a human infant, the rate of breathing is 44 times per minute. These are some data about the times taken during the different steps of breathing, that is inspiration and expiration. Now we are going to discuss about the very important step or very important mechanism of breathing. How the breathing occurs. Breathing is the involuntary process, complete involuntary process under the control of nervous system. In a life, in the human being, 2 types of breathing occurs. One is normal breathing, also called abdominal breathing, and second is deep breathing, also called thoracic breathing. The mechanism of these 2 breathing are different. During normal breathing or abdominal breathing, diaphragm, a muscular dome shaped structure, plays very important role. The role of another type of muscles, intercostal muscles, is limited or very small. Actually, the normal position or relaxed position of diaphragm is dome shaped. This diaphragm, first of all, this diaphragm contracts, and when the contraction occurs in this diaphragm, it becomes almost flat, goes towards the downside and becomes flat. When this diaphragm becomes flat, then volume of thoracic cage increases, pressure decreases. To maintain this pressure, oxygen rich air enters into the lungs through nasal passages. This is normal inspiration. When this air reaches to the lungs, gaseous exchange occurs, that is blood or body receives the oxygen from this pure air. CO2 is received by the lungs back. Now, diaphragm returns to its normal position, that is towards the dome shaped condition. Pressure increases, hence CO2 rich air passes out through nasal passages, through nasal chamber, through nasal external nostrils. It is called normal expiration. In this type of normal breathing, this part, thoracic part, moves very little or almost no movement occur here. The movement occur in this part, in this thoracic, in this abdominal part. Diaphragm goes towards the upside. Diaphragm is normally upside position, dome shaped condition, and diaphragm goes towards the lower side and then upside and the lower side. Hence this breathing is called as the abdominal breathing. Another type of breathing is called deep breathing or thoracic breathing, in which the major role is played by intercostal muscles. Intercostal muscles means the muscles that join the different ribs. These muscles are of 2 types. One is external intercostal muscles. I will use the term intercostal muscles as the ICM. ICM means intercostal muscles. 2 types of ICM are found here. One is external ICM and second is the internal ICM. First of all, external ICM contracts. When these external ICM contracts, then sternum moves towards the outward position and towards the upward position like this. outward and upward, volume of thoracic cage increases, as well as the volume of lungs also increases, pressure decreases. To compensate this pressure, more air enters into the lungs through external nostrils. It is deep inspiration. Now, now another type of muscles, internal ICM contract, and when internal ICM contract, then this part, sternum, moves downward and inside. Volume of thoracic cage as well as lungs decreases. Volume decreases, pressure increases, hence CO2 rich air passes out. This is deep expiration. One point is important here. During the normal breathing, inspiration is an active process because diaphragm contracts, but normal expiration is passive process because any type of muscles doesn't contract. It is completely inactive or passive process. But during deep breathing, external ICM contact for deep inspiration and internal ICM contact for deep expiration. Muscles have to be contracted for deep inspiration as well as deep expiration. Hence, both are the active process during the deep breathing, inspiration and expiration. Now, about the regulation or control of breathing. For the control of breathing, 4 important types of breathing centers or respiratory centers are found in the brain. 2 centers named pneumotaxic center and apneumotaxic center are found in the upper part of brain, that is pons varolai, and 2 another centers, one is dorsal center and another is ventral center, are found in the medulla oblongata. These 4 types of centers found in the brain control the rate of breathing during the different times like exercise condition, hard working condition, playing condition, rate of breathing increases, and during the sleeping condition or resting condition, rate of breathing decreases. All these 4 centers control the rate of breathing. But how? During the normal breathing, dorsal center sends the impulse through a nerve fiber to the diaphragm muscles. As you are seeing on your screen, diaphragm muscles contracts and it becomes flat. That means inspiration occurs. It is normal inspiration. But I have told you, expiration is completely passive process. Any type of impulse, any type of information, any type of message is not required for the diaphragm for the to return its normal position or dome shaped position. Due to its elasticity, diaphragm returns to its normal position, that is again becomes dome shaped and normal expiration occurs. Dorsal center, which is found in the medulla oblongata, sends the impulse for the diaphragm for normal inspiration. That is, this center can be also called as the completely normal inspiratory center. That is, it means any of the impulse is not required for the normal expiration. Now about the ventral center, another center found in the medulla oblongata. This center has 2 areas. One is called inspiratory area, second is called expiratory area. Ventral center controls deep breathing. As you know, inspiratory area of dorsal center send the impulse to external ICM for deep inspiration. Internal ICM, the expiratory area of ventral center sends the impulse to the internal ICM for deep expiration. That is, external and internal ICM, both type of muscles receive the message for deep inspiration and deep expiration. Hence, both are active process. Ventral center helps in the deep breathing and dorsal center helps only in the deep normal inspiration. About pneumotaxic center, which is present towards the upside of pons varolai. Pneumotaxic center sends the negative impulse to the inspiratory area of dorsal center. Dorsal center is completely inspiratory towards the inspiratory center of inspiratory area of ventral center. To prevent the inspiratory time, it means when pneumotaxic center sends the strongest signal, signal or impulse to the inspiratory area of ventral center and dorsal center, then inspiration stops. It means inspiratory time decreases. When the inspiratory time decreases, then all of you know inspiratory time decreases, it means rate of respiration increases, rate of breathing increases. When this pneumotaxic center sends the strongest impulse, then inspiratory time may decrease up to 0.5 second only from 2 seconds, which is the normal inspiratory time, that is rate of breathing increases. But when this pneumotaxic center sends weakest signal, then inspiration continues for a long time and it may increase up to the 5 second. 5 second is taken by only for the inspiration. Expiration also takes 3 or 4 seconds, that is inspiratory time increases up to 5 seconds. It means rate of breathing decreases. This is the function of pneumotaxic center, to increase the inspiratory time or to decrease the inspiratory time. Now another center, fourth number center, it is apneuristic center. Apneuristic center works opposite to the pneumotaxic center. It sends the positive impulse for more inspiration to the inspiratory area, dorsal center and inspiratory area of ventral center. When apneuristic center becomes activate, then it sends impulses to the dorsal center and inspiratory area of ventral center to increase the inspiratory time. That is, when this center gets excited, then inspiration continues without expiration, and a specific term is given for this process. This term is called apneusis. Apneusis means prolonged inspiration without expiration. It is called apneusis. Important process which protects the lungs and prevents the rupturing of lungs. This special mechanism is called negative feedback control, also called hearing breather reflex. When the lungs are completely filled with the air, then you can never inhale a little bit air, a little amount of air after the complete inspiration, because this special mechanism called hearing breather reflex prevents the more inhalation. This is a special type of protective mechanism for the lungs which prevents the rupturing of lungs. As the lungs are completely filled with the air, then a specific type of small receptors are found on the bronchioles or thin branches of bronchi present in the lungs, called stretch receptors, get excited, get stimulated, and as these stretch receptors get stimulated, then these receptors send a negative impulse to the inspiratory area of medulla oblongata to prevent further inspiration. And when the inspiratory area receive the message that lungs are completely filled with the air, then this inspiratory area stops to send the message for the inspiration, and inspiration stops. You can never inspire the more air after the complete filling of the air in the lungs. It is the protective mechanism called hearing breather reflex, as you are seeing on the screen. Two special centers are also found. Two types of special centers are also found. One is in the medulla oblongata called chemosensitive area, very sensitive for the partial pressure of CO2, and another chemoreceptors area found in the walls of aortic arches and carotid arteries, special arteries which carry the pure blood to the brain. This center is very sensitive for the partial pressure of O2. A slightly change occur in the partial pressure of CO2 in the blood, then chemical center or chemosensitive area present in the medulla oblongata get excited, and when the slightly changes occur in the O2, then chemoreceptors area present in the walls of specific arteries, carotid arteries, get excited. The rate of breathing is directly proportional to the partial pressure of CO2 in blood, or you can say the rate of breathing is inversely proportional to the partial pressure of CO2 in blood. When partial pressure of CO2 increases in blood, rate of breathing also increases, and when the partial pressure of CO2 decreases in blood, then rate of breathing also decreases. Now we are going to discuss very important values of air during the respiration, during the breathing. A term is used, this term is spirometry. Spirometry is the measurement of different volumes of air during the different times and different types. Types means normal breathing and deep breathing. The graphical representation of these different volumes of air is called as spirogram, as you are seeing on your screen. Spirogram is the graphical representation of different volumes of air during the different times and different types of breathing. Here we will study about the different values of air. First value is called FRC. FRC, functional residual capacity. It means it is the volume of air that is present in both the lungs of an adult person during normal working condition, during normal condition, functional condition. Its normal value is 2300 ml. That is 2300 ml air is present in both the lungs of an adult person during normal time. It is called functional residual capacity. Second value is tidal volume, also called TV. TV means, or tidal volume means, it is the normal volume of air that is inhaled or exhaled by a person in one normal breath. It is about half liter or 500 ml. That is in normal one breath. An adult healthy person inhales half liter air and exhales half liter air. It is called tidal volume. Third one is IRV. IRV means inspiratory reserve volume. Inspiratory reserve volume means it is the volume of air which is inhaled, that is inhaled by a person forcefully during the deep inspiration. After tidal volume 500 ml air is not included in this IRV. Except this TV, except this tidal volume, a normal adult healthy person can inhale forcefully how much air? It is 3000 ml air and it is 3 liter. It is called inspiratory reserve volume. This volume of air is also called as the complemental air. Complemental air, IRV. That means I am inhaling normal air 500 ml air, and after this 500 ml air I can also inhale 3000 ml air, 3 liter air. It is called inspiratory reserve volume. When you add TV and IRV, then it is called inspiratory capacity, IC. IC means inspiratory capacity, TV plus IRV, that is 3500 ml air. It means it is the maximum inspiratory capacity of a person. An adult healthy person can inhale forcefully total 3.5 liter air. It is the inspiratory capacity of this person. Next volume of air in this spirogram is ERV, expiratory reserve volume. I have told you in your both the lungs 2300 ml air is present normally. You inhale 500 ml air and you exhale 500 ml air. After the exhaling of 500 ml air, you can also exhale about 1 liter or 1100 ml air forcefully like this. It is after 500 ml tidal volume. This volume is called ERV or expiratory reserve volume. It means, definition of ERV or expiratory reserve volume, it is the volume of air that can be exhaled by a person forcefully except tidal volume. After 500 air, a person can also exhale, can also remove 1100 ml air from this 2300 ml air. It is ERV. And the remaining volume of air which is present in the lungs, 1200 ml air, means 2300 ml minus 1100. It is called RV. RV means residual volume. It is the volume of air which is always present in both the lungs and can never be exhaled, from the lungs of the person. This volume of air is called residual volume, which is about 1200 ml. This volume of air is very important, must be present in both the lungs and can never be exhaled because this volume of air, this air prevents the collapsing of lungs. If you join 500 ml air TB that you inhale normally plus IRV you can inhale forcefully plus FRC which is normally present in the lungs. TB 500 ml plus IRV 3000 ml plus FRC which is 2300 ml, it is 5800 ml or about 6 liter. 6 liter or 5800 ml air is the total air, it is the maximum air that can be filled in both the lungs of an adult person. It is called TLC, total lungs capacity. Total lungs capacity means it is the maximum amount of air that can be filled in both the lungs of an adult person. One very important value is here VC or vital capacity. Vital capacity is the volume of air that can be exhaled by a person forcefully after deep inspiration. Like this, I am inhaling maximum air that can be filled in both the lungs, then I will exhale the air forcefully. So what amount of air I can exhale from the lungs is forcefully after the deep inspiration, it is called vital capacity. Like this, I can exhale how much air? TB 500 ml plus IRV 3000 ml air plus ERV 1100 ml air, it is 4600 ml air. That air can be exhaled by a person forcefully. It is called VC or vital capacity. As I have told you, IRV is also called complemental air and ERV is also called as the supplemental air. One value is here also important, maybe also important, this is called as the minute volume. Minute volume means the volume of air that is inhaled or exhaled by a person normally in normal breathing in 1 minute. In 1 minute you inhale how much air or you exhale how much air, it is called as the minute volume. That is, you can calculate minute volume multiplying the TB with the breathing rate. TB is 500, that is, this is the amount of air which is inhaled by a person in one breath. Rate of breathing in 1 minute is 12, that is 500 ml multiplied 12 is equal to 6000 ml or 6 liter. It means an adult healthy person inspire 6 liter air in 1 minute and expire 6 liter air in 1 minute. So these are some important data in during the different steps of breathing, different types of breathing and steps during normal breathing and during the deep breathing. Two important values are here also. One is dead space air and second is functional alveolar air. Out of the 500 ml of inhaled air, out of the 500 ml of the TB or inspired air, only 350 ml air reaches in the lungs alveoli for the gaseous exchange and take part in the gas exchange, and 150 ml air out of this 500 ml air is left in this respiratory system, in this trachea, bronchi, the branches of bronchi, bronchioles, and this 150 ml air doesn't take part in the respiratory exchange or gaseous exchange and does not reach into the lungs. It is called dead space air. As you know, the percentage of oxygen in inspired air in atmospheric air is 21%, and in the expired air this percentage of O2 decreases and it is about 16% or 15.7%. The percentage of CO2 in the inspired air or atmospheric air is 0.04%. It increases, this value increases in the expired or useless air up to 3.6% or about 4%. Now we will discuss the second important step of respiration. This is gaseous exchange. As you know, when the air enters in the small chambers of lungs, these small chambers are called alveoli. What are alveoli? alveoli are very small chambers, very small bubbles like chambers found in the lungs to increase the surface area for the gaseous exchange. Very important data, in both the lungs of an adult human, about 30 to 40 crore small alveoli are found, which makes the surface area for gaseous exchange about 70 to 100 meter square. Energy is not required for the gaseous exchange. It is completely passive process. The process which occurs during the respiratory gaseous exchange is simple diffusion. Gaseous exchange occurs between the alveolar air and venous blood, or oxygenated blood. Venous blood, I am using the term venous blood because this blood enters into the lungs by pulmonary veins. Gaseous exchange occurs due to the difference in the partial pressure of gases in lungs alveoli and impure blood, venous blood. The partial pressure of oxygen in alveolar air, as you are seeing on your screen, is 104 mm mercury, and the partial pressure of oxygen in the venous blood or impure blood is 40 mm mercury. Hence, oxygen diffuses from alveolar air to blood. For the oxygenation of blood, blood is converted into the oxygenated form. The partial pressure of CO2 in the venous blood is 46 mm mercury, while the partial pressure of CO2 in alveolar air is only 40 mm mercury. Hence, oxygen diffuses from venous blood towards the alveolar side, and blood becomes purified, and this CO2 rich air which is present in the alveoli is exhaled through the external nostrils. Respiratory membrane is a specific membrane which allows for this gaseous exchange. Respiratory membrane is formed by the union of alveolar membrane and endothelium or blood capillary membrane. This membrane is only 0.2 mm thick, which is completely permeable for the gases. Oxygen, as I have told you, through this membrane, oxygen diffuses from alveolar side to the blood side, and CO2 diffuses from blood to alveoli, and blood becomes purified or oxygenated. It is about the gaseous exchange. Breathing and gaseous exchange, these are first two steps of respiration. After the gaseous exchange, this oxygen is transported through blood into the body tissues. In body tissues, this oxygen takes part in the oxidation of food. Energy is formed, and this energy is stored in mitochondria in the form of ATP, and this energy is utilized by by the person or animal in different body functions. This is the important values or important things about the mechanism of respiration in human beings. On the next turn, we will discuss some new topic of zoology. Till then, goodbye.